But one of the stumbling blocks often that is when we work with people in these kind of leadership teams, and then their job is to go back and work with their peers, whether that be in support staff or leadership or teaching, that they feel uncomfortable. They feel like they're not quite fully equipped to do that. And what we found with the youth equity stewardship process is that when you get the youth voices engaged, it's very hard for the adults not to be engaged, because one of that discomfort issues for the school team leadership folks is that maybe their colleagues aren't engaged, or their colleagues want to minimize the issues, or they want to deny the issues, or they want to dance around this issue. But when you get the student voice, and not just the voice, but the engagement and the courage and the truth of their stories engaged, then it's very hard for adults to ignore the process. So we find when we did that intergenerational, and Benji and Wade talk about intergenerational collaboration, which is where the process really kicks in. This is the afterburner time. You work with kids over time. They're getting the same conceptual framework the adults are getting. So they're speaking the same language around social justice, around cultural responsiveness, cultural competence, building tone and trust. We the people, what does that really mean? So they have the same language the adults have. So the adults can't ignore that. We're speaking the same language. And then the kids come in, intergenerational collaboration, truly powerful. We've had kids leading adult PD now. That's the next step. That's where it really can ultimately end up. One school outside Detroit, Plymouth Canton School District, one of the principals came to me, high school principal came to me in one of our sessions recently. He said, "Gary, our YES kids just led their first PD for my whole faculty, high school faculty, 120 people, which is one of the hardest things to pull off, have a meaningful high school faculty meeting. Any high school teacher knows that." And this principal said, these kids led a 90-minute session, brought our educators through deep conversations around equity and things happening in the school. You could hear a pin drop when the kids are talking. He said, we've never had our faculty engaged. We talk about students being engaged. He's never seen his faculty that engaged, and was totally led by kids. So this is the excitement for me in school change process. The missing voice, youth empowerment, yes.